Xbox Adaptive Controller acts as an interface that enables you to connect devices such as accessibility switches and joysticks to create a customized controller. The hardware itself enables lots of flexibility for setting button functions through the large number of inputs on the back, which you can use to plug in accessibility switches. This flexibility can be increased further using the Xbox Accessories app either on Xbox One or Windows 10. In this video, we are going to introduce the basics of creating a profile, which will enable you to remap these switch ports as well as double up functions on switches using a shift switch. We are going to use the example of remapping left and right directions on the D-pad to left and right on the left joystick. While most button functions have corresponding switch inputs on the adaptive controller, joystick directions need to be mapped using the Xbox Accessories app to create a customized profile. However, X1 and X2 sockets on the adaptive controller are mapped to up and down on the left stick by default. When you create a new mapping layout, you can use this as a profile, which can be assigned to one of three that can be stored on the adaptive controller. First, we select New Profile and make a name for it. Here we are remapping the switch port for D-pad left as left stick left. Then we map the D-pad right as left stick right. Once we have mapped these switch ports, we then need to save this profile to the adaptive controller. Here we select the profile and save it to slot 1. We can now access this profile by pressing the Profile button on the adaptive controller and selecting the Profile 1, signified by the first light being lit. Now we are using the yellow spec switches as the left stick to steer in left and right directions. The green ultralight HD switch is the A button, which is gas, and the red one is the B button for brake. In the adaptive controller's profile mapping, you can also add a shift button to enable you to use a switch as two functions. Here we will add menu and rewind functions to our existing gas and brake switches. By adding a shift switch, we will be able to get 4 button functions from 3 buttons. Here we are making the X1 button socket our shift button, which is the yellow ultralight HD switch on our controller setup, by selecting the Use as Shift button tick box. We are adding menu as the secondary function to our A button, and we then make the secondary function on our brake button Y, which is rewind in the game. Now, if I want to rewind using the Y button, I press the yellow switch, which is my shift button, and the red switch, which is the B button, at the same time. If I want to bring up the menu, I can now press the yellow shift switch at the same time as my green A button. While this isn't part of creating a profile, we will also look at how to add a standard Xbox One controller alongside the adaptive controller, as it may be useful to use them together. In the Xbox Accessories app, assign the controller you want to add to the same profile you use with the adaptive controller, then select Turn on Copilot. Now both controllers control the same player in-game. Here, the standard controller is used for steering the left joystick, and the adaptive controller is used for button commands. If you have any questions, please get in touch via the links on our website, specialeffect.org.uk.